Alright, so I was doing number 2 on WebAssign 4.7. The question's asking, a farmer wants to fence in a rectangular plot of land adjacent to the north wall of his barn. No fencing is needed along the barn, and the fencing along the west side of the plot is shared with a neighbor who will split the cost of that portion of the fence. The fencing costs $20 per foot to install, and the farmer is not willing to spend more than $7,000. Find the dimensions for the plot that would enclose the most area. So the first thing that I did is I drew a little diagram. I said that this was the barn, and then this was his plot. So we have X up here, Y here, and then Y here. And then above those, I put how much per foot it would cost for the fencing. So this Y and this X were both 20, but this Y, since it said in the problem that it was shared with his neighbor, was split. So I said that was only 10 feet, or $10 per foot. Let's come over here, this is the constraint. So I said 20x because it's $20 per footing of X. And then only 30y instead of 40y because, again, this one is $20 per foot, but this one's only $10 per foot. And I said that's less than or equal to 7,000 because it says he doesn't want to spend more than 7,000. Our objective equation is area equals x times y. So the next thing I did is I solved the constraint problem in terms of x. So went through there, figured out that x is going to be less than or equal to 350 minus 1.5y. Then I plugged that into my area one. So I said that y times this. I distributed the y to that, ended up with 350y minus 1.5y squared. Took the derivative of that, 350 minus 3y. Set that equal to 0 to figure out the critical number. Ended up coming out with y equals 350 over 3 feet. And then I used the first derivative test using the sign chart to figure out that's a max because it's going from increasing to decreasing. So then after that, I plugged the 350 over 3 back into our our constraint equation so that I could solve for x. So 20x plus 30 times 350 over 3 is less than or equal to 7,000. Went ahead and did all the algebra for that and ended up coming out with x is less than or equal to 175 feet. So that would mean that the dimensions that would give us the max area for that pen would be 350 over 3 feet for the y and 175 feet for the x.